Welcome back to Stories from the Vine. So today we have another pairing with the Kristin Hannah book. As I've said before, and I'll probably say again, Kristin Hannah is one of my favorite authors. So Magic Hour is yet another example of Kristin Hannah's ability to tell a beautiful story with deep, rich characters and a captivating storyline. So I paired the Magic Hour with Substance Winery's Pinot Noir. So let's jump in. So the Substance winemaker Charles Smith says, "Substance is the integrity of making wine, from the vineyard to the bottle to the glass." I feel that this one sentence beautifully encapsulates the Magic Hour. So the book follows the journey of a psychiatrist as she works with an abandoned child who has been raised in a cave, she does not speak, and she's more comfortable around wolves than with humans. So Julia, the psychiatrist, exhibits the utmost integrity as she works with Alice. Alice is the girl dubbed the Flying Wolf Girl with magical powers, but we see Julia's transformation from psychiatrist to protector and teacher, and eventually to mother. And likewise, we see Alice's transformation from wolf girl to Alice to trusting daughter. So just like Charles Smith crafts a beautiful wine, shepherding it from the vineyard to the bottle to the glass, so does Kristin Hannah shepherd the reader through transformations with Julia and Alice. So recognizing that Alice was plucked from the forest in the fictional town of Rain Valley, Washington, we needed our winery to source grapes from Washington as well. 85% of the grapes used in this Pinot came from Golden West Vineyard, which is the largest planting of Pinot Noir in the history of Washington state. The vineyard sits on the far western edge of the Frenchman Hills, and it overlooks the Columbia River. If you remember, the cave and forest where Alice was raised overlooked a river. The vineyard land is further described as an untouched jewel. Magic Hour says the following about Alice's forest. "Even today, in this modern age of scientific wonders, these woods remained as they had for centuries, unexplored and untouched by man." And finally, the vineyard is described as producing the most beautiful expression of the earth, Pinot Noir. Didn't Alice also become the most beautiful expression of the earth? The book stated that while doing research on the documented cases of wild children, it was clear that in most previous centuries, these children were romanticized. They were seen as examples of true nature. Uncorrupted and uncivilized, they came to represent a purity of man that could not exist in a society that set down rules of behavior. Without question, Alice was the most beautiful expression of the earth. So let's do a deeper dive into the Substance Pinot Noir. The tasting notes say, "Fairy dust minerality lifts from the glass, cloaked in wild strawberry, hibiscus, and oyster mushroom, as a lavish palette of rose petal, red cherry, orange zest, and potting soil set this elegant table. Fresh, expansive, and long, pure Pinot magic." So the wine is described using words like magic and fairy dust, even though we know magic and fairy dust were not actually used in the making of this wine. But let's also revisit some of Alice's inner thoughts as she was first exposed to people, taken to a hospital. She described a doorknob as the shiny ball that is the source of magic. When first being exposed to electricity, she describes where light comes from a magical touch. She describes the bathtub as the magic pool that is now empty. The book is called Magic Pictures. But the most compelling reference to magic is at the end of the book, when Alice, who refers to herself as Girl, thinks, "It is like a bit of magic that makes Girl dream of the pretty things in her yard instead of how she used to sleep in her cave, freezing cold and all alone." Just like the wine is pure Pinot magic, this book is pure literary magic. Winemaker Charles Smith describes Substance wines as wine that embodies the intangible wonders of life, passion, natural beauty, tradition, goodness, heartache, tenderness, love, laughter, life, and thankfulness. What a perfect description of this book, of the characters, and the journey that Kristin Hannah magically created for us in the pages of Magic Hour. Through her characters, it embodied the intangible wonders of life. So thank you for joining Stories from the Vine. We look forward to hearing your thoughts on this pairing. And remember, live life to the fullest through good wine and good books.